Do you think Joe Rogan want to listen to my cocaine stories? Not really. You think Joe Rogan want to listen to my criminal stories? Not really. Our friendship is based on my respect for comedy and what he saw from me as a comedian. When it comes to comedy, me and Joe Rogan are fucking the dearest friends in the world. Trust me, when we're on a plane, we're not talking about me robbing somebody or me doing this or me doing that. We're talking about what we see in comedy and in its eyes. That's why him and I, that's our direct connection. If you want to know why he's my friend, it's because he knows the respect I have for comedy, comics, people who are doing comedy. I respect anybody who's taking a fucking chance in their life. I really do, because you could just fall into the norm. I respect anybody who's doing it outside in a rebellious way from within, and they're being honest with themselves. There's people who are just out there yahoos, they're talking to themselves, and they don't know what the fuck they're saying. They're those people too. But I see some young comics, and you've seen them on my podcast. If they were on the old podcast, The Church, it was because I had some sort of respect for them. You might not have known them, or you might have never seen them on a TV show, and they weren't on a TV show. But I was watching their progress within the comedy community. And when you guys would say, why would you put that person on? They're not a known person. I don't give a fuck what you know or you not know. I know about them. I know what they're doing, and I know the work they're putting in. So, the thing that bothered me the most, one of the things that aggravated me the most about LA's greed is what they do to a young person's dream. And I know a lot of women are going to raise their hands on this. A lot of men are going to raise their hand on this. Listen, it's a fucking nightmare. You got acting classes. You got high-end acting classes. You used to have Improv Olympic. You used to have Groundlings. And you used to have the other one up by, which I don't know a lot of these names. But what I want to tell you was I wasn't putting them down last week. I'll tell you what I was putting down. I was putting down the system that they use on most people. Okay, and I'll explain it to you step by step. Number one, there's people who go to LA. Let's just take it for the comedies. I could talk about music, but I really wouldn't know. I could talk about photography. I could talk about any one of the arts. Let's just keep it to comedy for right now, because that's the one I know about for sure, okay? When you come to LA as a comic, you come to LA with a little bit of fucking experience. You come to LA already knowing what time it is and knowing what position you're getting yourself into. Those are comedians. When an actor comes to LA, he's either done regional theater in New York, theater in Chicago, maybe shot a few movies in his hometown. He was an extra, and they shot a movie, because, they shoot movies everywhere. So, it's not like before that you had to live in California. They shoot movies in fucking New Orleans, whatever, and if you just happen to be lucky, you might get a day on that stuff. So you have an idea of what you're coming to LA with. And you have an idea that you have to get into an acting class. And hey, listen, when I went to LA, I was told not to go to an acting class. And between you and I thought it was a bad idea. And that's why when I did the Bronx County fucking pilot, they cut my lines down to one line. That's when I did the NBC show. I wasn't that good on that show. That's when I did basketball, I wasn't that good on that. After all those three things, I was like, and the Taco Bell commercial, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yes, the potential was there, but I didn't know what I was doing. So me, myself, being who the fuck I am in my world, that I'm a dumb fuck and I know this, I signed up for a basic acting class on Monday nights. It was an Italian guy. The guy did not like comics. He was not comic friendly. But I sat through his bullshit for like 4 or 5 months on Monday nights. At the time, Monday nights was the hottest fucking night in LA. So I used to have to go down there, do my scene, and leave, which was not fair to anybody else, and it wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair that what I was doing to the class. At the time, I only had one credit. I had Bronx County or whatever the fuck. So nobody really talked to me. Nobody really talked to me. Nobody really wanted to talk about anything. As time progressed, I got, his name was Megna, something Megna. And his class was on Schrader. It was up the corner from where me, Ralphie, around the corner from where fucking Stanhope, we all lived there. There was a little acting class on Schrader. In fact, if you go behind that alley, I think you guys heard it when Duff McKagan was on the church, Guns N' Roses lived in a garage back there. So behind that area there was like something Megna, Frank Megna. Him and his wife taught an acting class, and across the street there was another acting class. That's like Actorsville down there in Hollywood. This was like a cheap class, $100 a month, $25 a week. You pay it as you came, that type of shit. I could live with that at the time. Then somebody talked me into Ivana Chubbuck, that's a great acting fucking school. It's a great school. And you go through the program. You start in the beginners, what I did, Tuesday mornings, 10 to 1, was the beginner program. That went from $100 to $225. And it was great. I was into it, I wasn't getting any mileage on my stand-up, so I figured let me go through the fucking back door. The Sopranos came out, and all of a sudden I started getting, people started calling me in for more roles. So I said, if I'm going to do this, I might as well fucking be prepared. I've blown 30 auditions already. So I signed up with Ivana Chubbuck. So Ivana Chubbuck had a great reputation. There was a couple other acting schools that had great reputations. But Ivana, I went and did, you could sit in, I forget what you call that, when you sit on a class. I went and sat on all of them. And the guy I liked the most was Ivana Chubbuck. Ivana Chubbuck is a woman, but she has teachers that teach her. I forget the guy that where I was there. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He's going to probably watch this and get pissed off, but I got a lot of shit on my mind. He was a sweetheart of a guy. And guess what? He gave me the tools I needed. Mixed with what I was doing at the Comedy Store at night, mixed with Mitzi's 3-minute rule on fucking Sunday nights and Monday nights, all that mixed together, I figured out how to act just to get by. I did a bunch of little movies. If you look at my IMDb, you'll see it. But then what happened was I did a code reading workshop, and I met this guy, Christian Kaplan. Christian Kaplan was a great guy. He was a gay guy. He was a great guy. I loved him. He's doing something animation at Fox now. He was a great guy. He taught me how to cold read. Cold read means how to, when you get to an audition, they just give you a sheet of paper sometimes. And they say, learn that right now. You got 5 minutes to fucking make the call. And you got 5 minutes to read this shit and make your call on how you're going to read this or how you're going to fucking go back in that room and blow them away. That's the way it was, guys. That's it. There's no fucking, you're in the real world. They give you a sheet. Some auditions send you the fucking audition the night before. That's fine. Some places don't want you to know what the fuck you're talking about.